right when we started.
You guys missed an epic sneeze. I'm
Usually you're the loud.
Totally, 100%. But this time,
there's a meme of dads sneezing, and Michael fits that meme perfectly. Look it up.
Yep.
Look it up. Anyways.
All that to say, hey, we're making a bold claim on Love Ed Live today, and it is this. Dating is not all about marriage.
And it shouldn't be.
Well, unless you would like your dating hopes to sabotage your dating life. Did I say dating hopes? Unless you'd like your marriage hopes to sabotage your dating life, then by all means, go ahead and make it all about marriage.
Welcome to Love Ed Live with Julie and MJ. We're the co-founders of Future Marriage University, and we empower students and young adults like you to grow spiritually and date wisely so that you can marry well. Yeah, I've been thinking about, we always, with our kids, we would always make up symbols for all the songs.
And they hated it too. On every episode of Love Ed Live with Julie and MJ, we share practical biblical answers to your questions, your queries about sex, dating, and relationships so you can date with clarity, confidence, and courage on your journey to marriage.
And in our current series, we're talking through the 6 questions that everyone should answer before they ever date.
We started with the why question, the why of healthy dating. If you didn't know, the why question is pretty much the most important question you can answer about any life endeavor. So we started out with that. Right. Now we are delivering part 2 of the what of healthy dating.
Right. Last week, we talked about what the goal of dating should be, which we talked about and we believe should be marriage.
Marriage.
So, but this week we're talking about what would be the purpose of dating.
And I was supposed to say too, if you haven't seen that episode on the whole goal, that is called Date Like You Understand the Mission. And believe it or not, if you look down in the video description below, there is a link that you can watch it at.
So, but this week we're talking about what should be the purpose of your dating, which we believe is different than the goal. And we believe that the purpose is not just about getting married.
Hence the title of this episode. Dating is not all about marriage.
Yeah. So if you missed last week's episode, you're probably going to want to go check that. Of course, we don't want you to go from the live stream, but go and watch that first episode, and then it'll tie right into this one.
But don't misunderstand us. We do want your dating life to lead to marriage.
Right. And that's why we're doing this podcast.
In fact, we hope you one day get to enjoy a marriage like Julie and I have for the last 30 plus years, one of perfection and bliss.
Yep.
No, but like really real, really fun, really meaningful, really rich.
Just regular people.
Yeah, and because we have that kind of marriage and we are just regular people, we feel like if you're a regular person, you're probably extraordinary. Your last podcast told you you're
no
extraordinary.
One's a regular person.
So, but yeah, if you're like us, then you could have this kind of marriage too.
So, and if that sounds good to you, like and subscribe.
Sounds good to me.
So that you can know when we're posting additional content. And also, the special bonus for this episode is going to be hearing what weird thing Michael asked me to do on our first date.
I have actually never asked her to do anything weird in her life.
That is the definition of our marriage.
So
there are so many.
Okay.
The weird ways.
Moving forward, so if marriage is the goal of your dating life, but it can't be the purpose, what should be the purpose of the mission of dating? In our Date Like You Know What You're Doing book and video series, we introduce a unique dating paradigm with a far better purpose than I got to get married. A purpose with the potential to help you reach your desired goal of marriage. Also keep your attention focused in the present instead of either daydreaming or agonizing about the future. And also this new goal will discourage you from rushing your dating relationships.
Yes. And this paradigm, we call it friends first dating. And the definition of that is intentional time invested in one other person for the purpose of growing a friendship that may lead to a life-giving, lifelong marriage.
So with friends first dating, yes, there it is. The goal is not just marriage, it's a life-giving, lifelong marriage. But the purpose of dating is not getting married. That's the purpose of engagement. The purpose of dating is growing that friendship for the purpose of growing a friendship that might lead to a life-giving, lifelong marriage. That's why we call it friends first. With this approach, check this out, really neat bonus, you do not need to predict the future. We don't make friends in the future. We make friends in the present. That's where you make friends, like in the present. So instead of guessing, this purpose leaves you assessing. Instead of guessing, oh, where's this relationship heading? Where are we going? I don't know. You're investing your energies in assessing where the relationship is right now. How well are you able to communicate right now? Understand each other right now. Be real, vulnerable, all that stuff. And you want to be doing that assessing all in your head. No, you want to be doing that in the wise counsel of those who know you best and love you most.
Yes, because you can't live in the future. We can only live here in the present. And
Whoa. Do you see why people are tuning into this?
Yeah.
You think you're going to hear that kind of mind-blowing truth anywhere else? They can't live in the future?
But isn't that part of what is the thing about dating, is that we just have to state the basic facts because our brains just go crazy when we get into... Anyways.
That was my experience.
Yes. So, but you have, not a saying, but a principle that you teach about knowing God's will, and that we can't know God's will in the future.
No.
We
God's
can
will
only live in His will in the present.
Yeah, God's will is in the present. And what's really interesting about it is when we're usually asking for God's will, at least, okay, I'll speak for myself. I'm like, I want to know what's your will then? What's your will there in the future? Now, the crazy thing is God actually is in the future because He is omnipresent, which means He's present everywhere all the time, all around the globe as I'm talking to you, but also present throughout time. So there's no guesswork for Him. But even though we were made in God's image, He didn't make us like that. He made us specifically to live in time, to experience Him in time. So hence, God's will is all about the present.
And He wants you to be in the present. So, and I feel like our friendship developed that way.
Totally.
Because we were romantically interested in other people
Totally.
when we were friends with each other. And so that did...
Several different people.
That did take the pressure off of, we were not have ulterior motives necessarily in our friendship. It was a very relaxed pace and all of that stuff. But then even when we did start dating, really just by God's grace, we were still able to take our time and develop that over time. Because, like I said, we had that platonic just friendship relationship. But then when you go to a dating relationship, even if you've been friends for a long time, it is a different ball game. Yes, you carry that friendship foundation over into it, but with friendship, there's not the idea of a long-term commitment, that goal that we're talking about. So it is a different level of friendship, and even that friendship was able to develop slowly over time. And I just wanted to say, too, that friendship, we're saying it so much, but...
I'm sorry. Are we offending you?
But a strong friendship is the basis of a strong marriage.
In case you thought it was this crazy sex life that was the basis, let me disavow that crazy notion. So again, let marriage be your goal. Not just any marriage, a life-giving, lifelong marriage. Let that be your goal. But let the purpose of your dating life be growing that friendship that, as Julie said, becomes the basis of that marriage, that if you wind up there. Now, that said, you might be thinking, listening to this right now, this sounds like a good way to get stuck in the friend zone. Ah!
I didn't know he was going to ask me to yell with him.
I didn't want to get stuck in the friend zone either. And yet I did. Over and over and over again. Please understand me, without pursuing friends first. Oh no, I was going after the romance right away.
Yeah,
I'd take
Let me confirm that.
I'd take a girl out on a couple of friendly dates, followed by the DTR talk.
It's so nice that I can that I got to observe this part, so I can verify all this evidence.
Yeah, and then kind of like mock it. But seriously,
Enjoy it.
I wasn't trying to build a friendship with any of those girls. I was really trying to assess, could this girl, and I wasn't even like obsessed with marriage. I was obsessed with getting a girlfriend. So I'm just like, just need a couple of dates to figure out if that could possibly happen, and no, it can. Okay, move on. All that to say, pursuing friendship first is not going to land you in the friend zone specifically. I mean, it could, but not because you pursue. I mean, you can do it the way the world's doing it, which is a lot of pretty much what I did, and I still got stuck in the friend zone. So not really a thing.
But that's the risk that dating demands, that two people approach.
We're here to eliminate all risk for them.
Oh, I was like, I really thought we were doing something wrong. Like, what's wrong?
Yeah, they want us to eliminate the risk.
Yeah, well, sorry. A lot of the great things in life have risk attached to them. The marriage, children. Anyway, so two people approach a relationship wondering if it might lead to marriage, and either both people agree and it does proceed on, or one or the other, or in rare cases both agree that it's not going to lead that direction.
But you can't realistically just determine, I am not going to date anybody unless I know they're going to be my spouse. Can you imagine trying to approach friendship like that? Like, I'm not going to try to be friends with anybody unless they're going to wind up being my best friend or one of my best friends. That's not how friendship works.
Yeah, healthy relationships take time to grow, both platonic friendships and romantic dating relationships.
Yeah. More specifically, long-term sacrificial relationships like marriage, like a serious dating relationship, like an engagement relationship, those kind of relationships have to be tested over time, both to build resilience as well as to prove resilience. There were several people I pursued a friendship with way too quickly, and it didn't go so well.
Yeah, well, and I think that most people can identify with that. Like, you meet someone that you're just like enthralled with, and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to do everything with this person. And I'm not talking about romantically, I'm talking about like a friend crush, where you're just like, oh my gosh, this person is so cool, and I want to always do stuff with them, and I want them to invite me, and I want to be a part of their groups. And then I think it's pretty normal that a lot of us have experienced that can sometimes just be fleeting. And then you find out, oh my gosh, that person is really weird, or they're really toxic, or they're really needy.
We might have had one or more kids go off to college and room with somebody that they like so much until rooming with them, and then switch roommates and to somebody else that they like so much until rooming with them.
Yeah, and it's like almost a trigger, like a trauma thing of those relationships. I actually counted for this video, thinking about it. I was like, how many roommates did I have? Because Michael, we talk about your mistakes in other areas, but your roommate thing was a success.
Freshman year was rough, but sophomore, junior, senior year, same three guys.
Anyways, that was his roommate putting a knife through the mattress freshman year. That's what this is.
Oh my goodness.
So that's a story for another day.
No, I want to tell that story.
Oh, okay. Freshman year.
Okay, so I had
he's going to find this video. He's out there somewhere.
I had a violent roommate first semester freshman year, and then a smart aleck roommate. Well, I was a smart aleck too, but I didn't mess with the mean roommate. but my other roommate did, and he was in the the bunk above him with the mean roommate on the bunk below, and he was just like teasing him. I don't remember what he was saying, and my roommate was like,
the mean roommate
with his like hunting
knife?
knife, like up through the mattress, and I'm just like, by the way, I'm an only child. I never lived with anybody in my life except my parents, and I'm sitting.
They were nice to him.
I'm sitting on the other bed, like. Anyway,
so
in contrast,
okay, back to it. So I just want to say, I was saying I had 5 different roommates. So mine usually went through this pattern of course, I would choose them for roommates because I was thinking we're a good match, right? There were whatever reasons for living with that roommate that year. And so usually we'd be getting along fine at the beginning. And but then usually somewhere around, for me, it was always somewhere around the 6-month time that we would just either really be on each other's nerves, or I would just be like really starting to see things about them that are not good. And but then a lot of times I feel like at the 9 month, like I had this whole pattern probably by junior year I knew this. And then 9 months, we've either sorted through those things and want to live together again the next year, or it's like, no, this really isn't going to work. Or maybe it's because we're choosing new roommates in that fighting phase. And so even though we worked it out by 9 months, it's like we've both already gone our separate ways because we've made decisions.
Yeah.
But anyways, so you can see how you don't want to make a lifetime commitment to someone too quickly.
Yeah. In contrast, there's friends who I could never have predicted how much I would enjoy them when I first met them. You talked about, can we mention her by name when we were talking about this?
I think Hillary's not going to care. They have their own videos that they do. Anyways, it'd be fun to put a link to that.
I think everybody has their own videos that they do now. I don't think this is even
But
new.
yes, we should put a link to the Hillary and David show. But Hillary and I joke about that when we first met, I kind of gave her the cold shoulder because I'd been here for like 3 years and I had made my friends, and I kind of felt like, hey, my friendship slate is full. My life is full. I don't need a new friend. She had just moved to town and our kids matched up in ages. So it was like a natural sync, seeing each other at church and everything. But I was like, whatever. But anyways, then all my friends moved away that summer. And then I was lonely, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll call Hillary. And anyways, now we've been friends like 20 plus years, and she's amazing.
So again, why would we think that dating would work differently? If you're not going to be able to predict early on your friends, probably not going to happen in romance either. Oh, wait a second, in romance it's magic. I forgot what the movies say. So in the early months of a dating relationship, you're not trying to figure out if they are the one.
Yeah, you're just considering, could they be a good friend? Are they a good friend? And not just, are we going to get married? Are we going to get married? Are we going to get married?
Yeah,
we are.
We already, it's too late. We're not going to get married because it's already happened.
Oh.
You want to do it again?
You're telling me no?
I'm saying we're already married. It only happens once.
That was weird.
Unless there's a divorce in between. We have those friends who did that too. Married, divorced, remarried.
Oh, that's amazing.
So again, the question's no longer are we going to get married? It's instead, are we building that solid friendship? And not just any friendship, but the kind of friendship that could sustain a lifelong sacrificial relationship like marriage.
I keep thinking you're going to say sexual relationship, but you're saying sacrificial.
Marriage is also a sexual relationship.
It's very close. But anyway,
we've had sex before.
Back to that roommate analogy, but this time in contrast, with a roommate, you are living together. So it's pretty hard to hide who you are in a roommate situation, unless they're going to stay in their room all day. I'm sure there are ways to hide yourself. But in general.
But that says a lot too.
When you're in that roommate situation, you're going to be able to see better who they are. Whereas in a dating relationship, more often you're trying to put on your best behavior, your best foot forward, all of this kind of stuff. And so then you're not really developing a true friendship and truly getting to know each other. So instead, we want to encourage you to really try to be yourself. I mean, don't be disgusting.
Are you saying they're disgusting?
I mean,
You're
well,
saying
I'm just saying, like,
you're probably disgusting.
Michael, Julie, and MJ say be yourself, so you're burping and all that kind of stuff. But you know, to not put on an act and be someone that you're not, and really enjoy the process of dating and getting to know each other. Like we already said, you know, friendship is the basis of an enjoyable marriage, and you're not going to truly get to have that friendship if you're either like micro analyzing them the whole time, or you're putting on an act.
Yeah, performing. Can you see how friendship, being the purpose of the mission of dating, depressurizes your dating life?
Yep.
Enables you to better enjoy the dating process, and more specifically, enjoy each person that you go out with. You're just seeing how, as Bob Wiley says, and what about Bob? Let's just keep the friendship thing going.
If you haven't seen that movie, you should see that movie. So I think going back to the...
They just tuned out. They're like, yeah, that sounds funner. I'm going to go watch that.
Funner.
It does have Bill Murray in it.
Do they even know who Bill Murray is?
Everybody knows who Bill Murray is.
Oh, okay, everybody. If you don't know who Bill Murray... Okay,
I want to comment if you don't know. No, comment. If you don't know who Bill Murray is, I want to see.
Okay, so going back to last week, Michael shared about a school analogy and how with the goal of marriage versus the process. And this week we're talking about that process, the purpose of dating. And so apply, if you can remember that analogy and apply it here, it works.
If you can't remember it, I said the purpose of geometry is not high school graduation. The purpose of geometry is to learn geometry. The purpose of chemistry is not graduation. That's the only reason I went to chemistry, but the purpose of chemistry was theoretically to teach me chemistry. In the same way, the purpose of going out with Taylor is not getting married to Taylor, it's getting to know Taylor. The purpose of going out with Jordan is not marriage, it's to get to know Jordan. And as a potential friend, too, by the way, not as an applicant for the position of significant other or future spouse. And on that note, I will confess that I did treat a lot of
Confession time. Confession time.
It should be like a little
special.
jingle.
Time.
Yeah, a little like jingle thing. I honestly treated dating, at least my dating conversations, I treated like job interviews. I mean, it wasn't like a job interview in the sense that I really wanted to impress and wow the girls, so I did a lot of planning, stuff like that. But then when it got to like what conversation we're having, it's like, but you know, it makes sense when you realize that in my mind, subconsciously, I was like, well, it should just be 2, 3 or so meetups, and then we should know whether this is going to be a thing or not. And so you could see how, friendship model not present there. Business interview model.
Yeah, so that was why on our first date, Michael asked me to share my testimony because I thought he was being super spiritual, but really I didn't know. I was in an interview. But wait. Go ahead.
No.
Well, I want to hear what you say because then mine might go with it.
I really was sincere. It wasn't an act.
Okay.
I really did want to know that, like, if I asked the girl, hey, well, tell me about your testimony, what's Jesus mean to you? And she had some kind of milk toast, something like that. I was like,
Milk toast. Well, and I was going to say, too, that I was not offended. I said that it was something weird. And I was really surprised when you did that. I mean, I still remember it. I remember where we were. Do you remember where we were?
Dairy Queen?
No.
Oh, was it at well, we went to see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Hey, you can't tell. We have done another episode we have to share, like our whole first date.
Okay, well,
that's a whole story.
So we went to Mazio's first for pizza.
No, it was at the park.
Oh.
It was at the park. Anyways, I have this distinct memory of when he asked me, not only because it was our first date, but I was really like, oh, wow. And I mean, of course, I totally wanted to tell my testimony. And I think a lot of people like to tell their testimony, talk about themselves, and what God has done in their life. So I was not offended by it, but I was surprised. And of all the dates I'd been, there was never another date where a guy asked me.
So imagine if I asked her that question because I truly just wanted to get to know her. Right. Instead of, I'm looking for a reason to either move you up or down on the list.
And I think that's really, even when we're working on what we want to talk about tonight, that we said that it was that you wish that you had been more others focused instead of self focused.
Yeah, pretty much.
So anyways, okay.
But can you see how friendship, being the purpose of your dating mission, can help keep your focus in the present instead of the future? Again, you can't make friends in the future. This is what you're tuning into this little show to find out obvious things. You can only make friends in the present. And we take a whole chapter in this book, Date Like You Know What You're Doing, and the video series that accompanies it. We got a whole video episode.
And it's an audiobook.
And also an audiobook. And this amazing guy that we had voice the audio. It's like, poof. All this say,
is amazing.
We flesh out this whole idea of friends first dating.
Right. Okay. So a question that people often have, because they a lot of times have questions about this, is to define the difference between actually friendship and dating, because it can get blurry there.
Yeah.
Between those two things.
Yeah. If we're doing friends first dating, how do you know? So what's the difference between just hanging out as friends?
Right. Right.
For it to be a date, you both need to agree that marriage is a potential goal.
Do you have to say that? Like, do you have to actually talk about that?
Well,
for it to be a date?
Well, let me get a little more information. If you're just hanging out, no talk of marriage potential, you're not dating. But I'll take some pushback there.
I might disagree with you on this point. Are we allowed to disagree?
We want you to get to know people hanging out in group settings and for fun first, so that then if this is a person, like it was for Julie and I, when we started, dating seriously, it's like we already knew,
those basic things about each other. Did you want me to talk about that? Like that we really want to encourage, like if you've just met someone for the first time, like at the office or at school or something like that, that just having group activities together really is the best way to try to get to know someone and have that just relaxed stuff. We highly recommend that.
So we recommend you live in that place for a while, getting to know someone without feelings and marriage on the table. Again, marriage is the goal of your dating life, the end game of the whole thing. It is not the goal of every date or the goal of every dating relationship, at least not early on. Another phrase I like to say that I think will stick in your mind is you have to take your dating life one date at a time. The only thing you need to assess on the first date is would it be a good idea to have a second date? That's it. The only thing you need to assess on the second date is, I think it'd be a good idea to have a second date. You follow what I'm saying? And then after a few dates, you don't jump to, well, gee, I wonder if we'll get married. No, after a few dates, then you decide, I think we should maybe have a serious exclusive dating relationship, which, by the way, what I'm explaining doesn't happen in our culture anymore, which is really sad and really broken.
Yeah.
But I know in our culture today, you're either totally single or bing, you met somebody online and you're totally in a dating relationship.
Yeah, there's this huge gap.
Again, go back to the friends. Go back to the friends example. That's not the way friendships work. So that's really not the way serious dating relationships are going to work either. You have to be able to go out on a date and another, and that was fun, but there's this other girl in the student ministry or young adult group that and ask her. There's no signatures being signed. There's no commitments being made. We're just getting. We all know that we want to get to marriage eventually, but we're trying to get to know. And then after a few dates, I would say maybe a few 2-3 months of dating, then you're like, hey, you know what? Just you and me. Let's just serious dating relationship. See if this is going to go to engagement, and then you move there. But see, I said, see if this is going to go to engagement. Now, yeah, once you get to engagement, there shouldn't be a whole lot of big questions. It should be pretty clear about where things are going. But the key is to keep your head in the presence, and keep your head out.
The present?
In the present.
In the
Did I say
presence.
in the presence?
It's like, keep my head in the presence.
And keep
that
your
could be
head.
bad.
Keep your head out of your aspirations. I see so many people dating with their head stuck in their aspirations. They so badly want to be married. They can't let go of their desire for marriage, and just keep their head in the game. Keep their head in the present. Right. So friends first dating is pursuing a friendship that might lead to a life-giving, lifelong marriage. Understanding dating in this way doesn't rule out the importance of the goal. It simply puts it in proper perspective. It empowers your future marriage hopes to inspire and inform your dating decisions instead of impede them.
Yep. Well, can you say that again? Keep your head out of...
Keep your head out of your aspirations.
Yeah. Remember that one.
Yeah.
So, okay, before I have a special question.
I've been warned about this.
I have a on-the-spot question for you that we haven't talked about ahead of time. But before we do that, just something you said in the last paragraph of talking. You said, marriage is not the goal of every dating relationship. Did you mean to say that, or was that...
Well, like early on.
You said it's not the
early
goal.
on. Yeah, early on. So yeah, thank you for that clarification.
So I was like, wait, we said the goal is the...
Yeah, but so you've been dating 2-3 months. You've gone on maybe half a dozen dates.
Okay, so you say dating, you're saying you're just taking this person out on a date every once in a while.
But then you
talking
decide...
about they're seriously dating?
Then you decide after... I was trying to say that.
Sorry.
So after 2-3 months, you've been going out on maybe half a dozen dates, maybe 10 dates. I don't know, maybe a date every weekend, and then you decide, hey, let's be more intentional. This is 101. But let's not get to marriage yet. You're still focused on growing the friendship. You're not really getting marriage locked in until you're engaged. You are when you agree. In fact, that's a great test. If you agree that you're dating exclusively and you find out the other person isn't, well, boom, that tells you a lot. But again, it's all about trying to keep your head in the present moment instead of in the future.
Okay.
Is that?
Well, that's, and we're going to talk about this later, but I was going to say that's why they can ask stuff in the chat, in the comments, because that can help us define it if you guys ask us questions about it, and that will help Michael define it even more. And plus, it's in the book, so you can read the book. It's in blog posts. It's in videos. Yeah, all of this stuff is in our...
Have you seen all the nice things people say about this book?
In our resources. Okay, so before you get a big head there. Okay, so here's my question.
All right.
So this time of year, a lot of people are going back to college. Students are going back to college. And I heard someone say recently that's on their way back to college, they're like, I'm ready to get married, ready to find my spouse as they're headed off to college. So I just wanted to, how would you apply this principle of the goal being marriage, but the purpose being dating to someone who's thinking like that? And it was a guy who was saying it, but also, a girl could be thinking like that, saying, I'm ready to find my husband.
Well, number one, I want to totally praise their intentionality.
Okay.
Totally want to praise that.
Well, and I want to just say, and this is someone I don't know, whether they are prepared or not. But my first question is, okay, so you're ready to get married. You want to get married,
We're talking about that next week.
But have you prepared? Have you prepared for marriage? So that's the first one. Just like you're going to school to prepare for your career, have you done anything to prepare for marriage, or are you just like, I know what I want to do with my life, and I want a wife to do it with. So, but anyways, okay.
That's a great.
But how would you?
But again, I love that because I feel like a lot of young men today. You said this is a guy that said this. A lot of young men today, they're like they're playing video games and looking at porn and
That's true.
And they wish
Not
they
everybody's like that.
they wish they had a girlfriend. So congratulations to this dude. But I would also say, okay, friends first. Why don't you just spend freshman year like there is not going to be any serious dating relationship starting freshman year, and just kind of make that little commitment with yourself and your buds, and really encourage you to build strong guy friendships, especially if you never had them. Which, when I was in high school, I did not have them. Kevin was a really great friend, but that was about it. And I honestly wasn't really that great of a friend to Kevin. So,
Okay, well,
but when I
don't get
got
too
to
far into
college, then I was like, okay, now I really got some great guy friends.
Yeah,
my
you did.
freshman year. But I also went out with a lot of different girls.
Yes, he did. I saw it.
Maybe
I was one of them.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
But all that to say, we were just, well, you already know how it went. I was asking them to give me their testimony. And I went, and as you already know, I was thinking, hey, if after 2 or 3 dates they like me and I like them, we're dating.
Yeah, you were looking for the girlfriend.
Yeah. But I'm saying, just do what I did and just go out and just get to know them. Just show the girl a nice time.
Be respectful.
Ladies, lower the threshold, not standards, but the expectations, so that just a normal old guy that loves Jesus.
What do they call that? The scale that girls have, like
777. No, 666, 6 foot. And,
yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
Forget about that.
No.
And but all to say, let the freshman year just be like, hey, we're gonna make some great guy friends. Also learn to get to know some girls, and then maybe sophomore year, then start kind of thinking, okay, is any of these girls
let's not put a freshman, sophomore, because it could be any time.
Okay.
Period. I mean, maybe.
All right, but I mean, if you're going for 4 years, unless you're planning to get married in the middle of your sophomore year, then finding your special somebody on your homecoming freshman year that's a long time to date. Seriously, and not get into some serious trouble. Well, we'll actually get to that in other videos. Does that answer your question?
I think so. I think I interrupted you, and then you didn't, because you were saying, so just friends, and then maybe the next year, 12 months later, then, okay, from the girls that is there anyone that the Lord, or from guys or girls, is there anyone that the Lord is specifically saying, hey, that person?
And when Julie says the Lord saying, it shouldn't just be a little voice that you hear in your head, although I believe God does speak to us like that. It should be confirmed with the people that know you best and love you most, that are like, yeah, this relationship is solid. Yes.
Right.
It should be confirmed by they are the kind of person that you could form an honorable marriage with and honor the Lord with.
Right. And if you don't have those kind of mentor and good same gender friendships in your life, then that's what you need to be working on first. And I'm sure we'll talk about that in another episode.
Yeah.
So
in your dating mission, should you choose to accept it, make the goal of your dating life a life-giving, lifelong marriage, but make the purpose of your dating life growing a friendship that could become the foundation of such a marriage. Doing this means endeavoring to get to know and grow a friendship with everyone you date, refusing to rush any dating relationship. It means worrying less about the future potential of a relationship and focusing more on the present state of your relationship. In short, you're keeping your head out of your aspirations and you're pursuing the friendship instead of the feels.
Right. And like I said last week, this is really one of my favorite principles that Michael developed in the book and that we teach in our classes and in our resources, because it just really, I hope that it will really help you to relax and enjoy this time in your life, and take a lot of the burden off of you of trying to predict the future. But it's also the one that we get the most follow-up questions, because it just plays out in a myriad of different ways. In fact, I was just texting the other day with someone, a good friend who is dating, and they're older, and they were asking me, well, like, how long
we
should
refer
we
to
date?
that as more mature.
They're more mature. Anyways, how long should we date, and when should we get engaged, and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, that's really,
Yeah, there's not like one.
It really depends. And two, the other reason we get a lot of questions on this is because I think we already kind of said this before, that it's very different than what the culture teaches about dating, and even in the church, because the church, depending on the denomination or what, it can either be super conservative or super just like what the world, but they can give a lot of mixed messages.
Did you just say what the world?
Did I?
What the world?
What the world says.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't finish that.
I love that phrase. What the world?
What in the word? Anyways, so ask your questions in the comments or the chat so that we can continue to break this down for you guys. And that really is the benefit of a live stream. And one of the reasons why we wanted to do a live stream is so that we could be more personal in our answers, and even say things that aren't in the book to expound on them further.
The book can't have everything. So that's why dating is not all about marriage. Now that we've addressed the first two questions, the why and the what of healthy dating, next week we will hit the when. Like, how will you know when you're ready to date? That's the when of healthy dating. That's what we'll talk about next week on Love Ed Live with Julie and MJ.
Right. So as we continue the 6 dating questions that everyone should answer before they ever date. And remember, keep your head out of your aspirations.
Keep it in the present. Love to you guys.